Good to be here this time of year. Time to celebrate your great victory. Come on up here, Buck. All right, girls. Show him what he's won. This is your life, Buck. Look at all the people here to cheer you on. Oh, don't mind that. That's the vat of blood. Now you might wonder, what is he up to now? Get that spotlight on Buck. Hey, Buck, come on up here and get your reward. Girls, show him what he's won. All eyes on you. All eyes on you. All eyes on you. All lies on you. All lies on you. All eyes on you. All eyes on you. Good to be here this time of year. I know you think you know where you're going, but don't you understand? We're always there. Ahead of you, Buck. Buck? Now, I didn't want this to happen. You're not supposed to be afraid. You're a big, strong man. Remember that. Girls, show him what he's won. The only problem is, only the dead go there. We'll be there, waiting. We'll be there, waiting. We'll be there, waiting. We'll be there, waiting. We'll be there waiting. We'll be there waiting. We'll be there waiting. We'll be there.
Welcome to the Porthole to Justice. This is Amelia Duran, your host, and that was Buck by Zeph Daniels, composed by Zeph Daniels, original music. Okay, so I'm probably going to be up late tonight covering this because there is no other important story, and I cannot believe that the mainstream media is not all over this. I'm waiting for Lotus Justice to call me, and that's why I was playing the introduction music, because I'm waiting for people to come into the chat. If you want to join the chat, there's a live chat, you can comment. The current stats, this is what I have so far. So this is what we do know. We do know that the government is failing to do anything, and the demand is right now is that we're asking for the government to do its job. Okay. Craig Sawyer and his team of vets uncovered child trafficking camps in Tucson, Arizona. They are documenting it now and recording. Police are not investigating, and here's the breakdown of, and I've posted, I decided to post some of the pictures to the Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, NWO Freedom Fighters page. The child trafficking camps found in Tucson, Arizona. There has been, earlier today, I posted an interview with Victoris Libertas on the 4 deaths that occurred. 4 murders this week connected to the JonBenet Ramsey case. These murders occurred in Arizona, and I believe it had to do with a paralegal or an investigator that was investigating this cold case of JonBenet Ramsey. The land is owned by CEMEX. CEMEX is a partner of the Clinton Global Initiative and a donor to the CF. CEMEX is also owned by Bronfman and Rothschilds. Jonathan Rothschild is the mayor of Tucson. No name, and let's see. Regarding the Flakes, our Arizona senators. Update, CMX is under U.S. and DOJ investigation as of March 14th, and that was published in Reuters, an article in Reuters. What I do know about Jonathan Rothschild was that he is a past chairman of the State Bar Association of Arizona. Let's see, Committee on Examinations. He has served as treasurer of the Pima County Democratic Party. So that's what we do know. We're waiting for more information to come in. We can't speculate on anything else other than what we do know at this time. We do know that we are demanding that the police do their job, or the local government there do their job and investigate this. Stand by. Okay, I'm getting Lotus on the line.
Hello.
Hello.
My.
So I just sent you the current update, and I already did an introduction. And I know that you had contacted me or tagged me in a post saying that you're willing to provide counsel.
Well, I mean, here's how I see it. We're all witnesses to God. And the minimum that can be done here is that if these men are willing to place their oath as veterans to defend the Constitution and the law and the American people, and they're willing to pit themselves against police powers and sheriff authority and just defend the land. I think that what there needs to be something in mind here, that these men want the feds involved. They don't want it to be covered up. And so I think, I was talking about this. This is a fast and moving conspiracy here. I had suggested using Twitter and other means of multimedia in kind of a style of propaganda perpetuation that we used in Occupy, because propaganda wins the wave of discontent, and what they bank upon is being able to hide these types of circumstances. So we created, a notification tree. We had people that were able to bring in hotspots and set them up immediately for live feed. That's why the Occupy movement was able to bring proof of the things that it did before it was co-opted by the communists and the lawyers and the states. So, I'm suggesting that we use Twitter. We create a hashtag. I suggested not one more dime for their crimes, AZ. And I think people should just post that hashtag. Their videos, that's the minimum we can do. We need to get around their propaganda oppressions and make it so that this will not be, that they cannot control this scenario by obfuscating, video feeds and people's conversations. The beauty of our reality is that what we are willing to witness is what is established by the paradigm of these multi-dimensional 11th dimension computers. They're doing these weird kind of things that I don't even understand. Mm-hmm. But everything is what we make it. So I think the minimum that should be is that there should be some capacity that when we have these events where there is potentially someone who has predicted or can prove, a contrived false flag that may harm people, because they'll kill thousands of people for a false flag. Most wars are false flags, folks, have been started, So I'm just trying to... Go ahead.
Well, this is going to burn you up really, really bad. So,
prepare myself. I
yeah.
set my calendar aside and was reading the Bible when you called, because I know these things. I prepare people for these days. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that's what I've been. That's why I've been bringing forth what I know to be truth, so that people are prepared and can adapt.
So, Lotus,
to
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we know that the I think the property, did we post that it was owned by CMEX? Did we already post that?
Yeah, and we actually have confirmation through county records by state property, because they can. That's easily testable. You can put the address into a county auditor's website. So. Okay. I just want to make sure that's vettable. That's a vettable fact, is all I'm saying.
Okay, it's a vettable fact, and I've already I've vetted this information. But I'm also on Wikipedia, and Jonathan Rothschild. He is an American lawyer and politician, and he's the mayor of Tucson, Arizona. Okay. He was managing, let me finish. He was managing the law firm Messick, Clark, and Rothschild. He is an adjunct assistant professor, University of Arizona College of Law, and a past chairman of the State Bar of Arizona Committee on Examinations. He served as treasurer of the Pima County Democratic Party. So, is anybody, are we, what we're demanding right now is that the government do their job. We're just asking.
Well, here's all I'm concerned with. I don't want the people who have found this happening to damage the evidence any more than they have by walking through it and exposing it, which I completely agree with. What they should be doing is making sure that the land is protected from. They should have a demand to even the occupation of the land. I'm going to tell you this. I just said this on a thread. One of the threads, a group I'm in. The federal government has no jurisdiction over our children. We, the people, the parents, the community, have jurisdiction over our children. The militia, the community, and veterans who are retired. And in the retirement process of retiring, if you're a retired veteran, you're considered the America's Army. You are considered part of America's Army if you are part of the retired military. You revert to the people at that point in time. That's an established fact. If you look at the retirement services, there's the United States Retired Marines, and they tell you that they're there to preserve their America's Army. And the America's Army is referred to in the Lieber Code. So if you're a retired veteran, from my perspective, I can show you historically where you're considered the Army for the people. So if there are retired people who served in the military, they are there for the American people after retirement. They're there to protect us. If there are veterans of foreign wars, or in this case, a domestic war, and they are willing to put their oath to there is a criminal offense here, they should be contacting their generals that they reported to while in service, and going up through the chain of command into military to demand the military to comment to the circumstances and demand the federal intervention in this. This would be a multi-jurisdictional issue. If you have a mayor and this and that, and this person is very connected, potentiality for growth.
I'm watching right now. Okay, we finally got news coverage. The local Tucson News is reporting on it. But listen to this. Listen to this. They are touring the underground tunnel or little camp area. It's not little. And they're stepping all over the evidence. They're walking through it, in and out.
But here's the deal. They just need a hook. That's the beauty of the law walking itself. A hook allows a subpoena power, allows deposition power, allows discovery power. It allows criminal investigative power of the whole administrative process for people who want to catch these folks. I say that it's it's like it's everywhere, but the issue is this: in the law, folks, the people who want to do right cannot do right unless there is a witness to crimes of people who are willing to put some form of color to their activities. A color means an oath. So if I'm colored, I'm bound to an oath. There's nothing bad about being colored in the law if you're colored in the law of the divine goddess of all. Okay? I'm colored by my oath to the republic. I profess it. Call me colored. I walk under the color of law. Okay? My law. I can't oppress my law on everybody or anybody that's not willful to agree with me what my law is that I walk. That's what sui juris is. So, if these veterans have an oath to defend this country and they say a crime is being committed, call your military. Call in the Joint Chiefs. Go straight to the executive administrative offices of the POTUS, who they report to. Start screaming up your chain of command that there is local corruption. That this is you need to get in here. This is a multi-jurisdictional situation. It's easily corrupted by what you're saying, press walking through it. But here's the deal: if we have a hook to anybody on a property claim, and there's any connectedness to other investigations that are happening within the government or the OIG or the Clinton Foundation or anything like that, then there's justification to just spread this open from top to bottom. It's all about banking. Remember, folks, we can now access the entire banking records of this guy who's either unfortunate to be named a Rothschild or was ordained to be named a Rothschild. Okay, so it's a hook, and we just need to make sure that the witness gets out into the internet, and we do not allow them to control the narrative. So the propaganda wins the wave of discontent. Our propaganda is truth. Start hashtagging this stuff and slamming Twitter and taking videos, and reproducing the videos and spreading it through the net. I want to note something. Jonathan Rothschild comes up on Wikipedia as serving a second term as mayor of Tucson, Arizona. However, this was in 2001, 2011, so I don't know if he currently still is the mayor. Well, I mean, all these types of things are vettable, and that's what you want to make sure. I think it's like taking a lead. The beauty of the free press is kind of, if you have a corrupted free press, the internet allows the circumvention of that, folks. We're not using the public corridors. Okay, let me explain today. For the first time in my life, first off, I just started watching TV on a regular basis to watch Roseanne Rebooted, okay? And I'm going to tell you this. I just sent them a notice at ABC and a Twitter notice and at Roseanne saying, I don't support fascism. I support fascism less than I support racism. And I won't watch Roseanne unless it's in a non-Orwellian world. So I have limits to how I can be spoon-fed this crap. I'm sitting here thinking about that whole scenario on a business scenario, as a business person. So you have an artist who's a comedian that is one of the raunchiest female artists since Phyllis Diller, from my perspective. That's her roots, folks. How do you think she got a show? And a ambient Twitter makes a racist inference that is no less repugnant than calling someone a feckless whatever, Mm-hmm. Okay. And they then shut down an entire corporate ideology where thousands of people held jobs. The co-actors of Roseanne's behavior were kicked out of a job. the union guild that supported the show, they have violated so many contracts by their knee-jerk reaction to a known, risque, anti-male, piggish establishment mentality. I mean, the woman grabbed her crotch while singing the national anthem. She is a political artist, you know, and so you're talking about ABC to becoming a tool of fascism. We're really, I mean, stuff is just going to start being slammed and beat upon your head. So someone can call someone what is perceived to be a vulgar name about genitalia, which I think that term is, I think that I researched etymology, and it was an honorable vessel, a valued vessel of life, because it was specific to the empty vessel of a woman, where life is made. The second word of feckless that she was called. And then I sit and I hear the media lambaste a POTUS. Okay, they lambasted him as a president for his comment about someone who called his daughter a feckless whatever, C word. I thought the man showed great restraint. He was lambasted for being restrained against the person who called his daughter a disgusting epitaph.
That was, I believe, was it Sally Fields? Actress Sally Fields?
Sally Lee, whatever. I don't even,
Or
it's
Sally
just
Field. There's no S on the back of her name.
I mean, I'm tired. You're seeing this play. These are repugnant people that don't deal honorably. The people who are leading your world are the most dishonorable people you will probably ever meet on the whole, above the average, is what I'm going to say. And we're talking about this huge reboot, this huge cleansing. Like, we're just going to vomit the vial in one. It's really going to be like, literally, the French Revolution. It's going to be this exponential, just slam you in the face with this repugnant stuff. So we've got to start finding ways to document this to history so that history will remember. Remember I said, we are in an age where they would have to tear down all the systems that drive their mania in order to wipe my son off the face of history. If we use Twitter and Facebook and and all these hotspots to just slam this information with using hashtags and @ and all this crazy stuff that the internet allows us to just vomit to the whole of the world on these multimedia, and we just start slamming it with these witnesses of these crimes. I mean, at least that, just the computer in its 11th dimensional state will go, wait, there's a paradoxical shift. We'll start paying better attention. I mean, you're talking about thanking AIs that are documenting the movements and the thoughts and the manifestations and the machinations of everything humanity is doing right now. We truly manifest our reality when it comes to what history will remember of us. We've reached the age where we're documented. You know?
I personally want to give a shout out to the best, most awesome trucker that I know, Chris Odom, who's alerted me to this story and tagged me, and Barbara Durfee, some awesome moms and incredible people that and everybody that's involved in documenting this and sharing the content on the internet. This is the only important story right now.
Well, yeah, we need to make sure that there's no co-optation of the information or the evidence, that there's no willful, conspiracy to not investigate this and cover this up. And I really think the best way to do it is for us to witness everything that we can in the multimedia as quickly as we can. And man, I'm going to tell you, what did I say? Truckers don't ever get pulled over for taillights and get shot, do they? No, because they're in commerce. Truckers are our best friends. They're maritime shippers for the American people. You remember that? Mm-hmm. They're CBs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that you don't have to have a license. I know that is. I don't think you have to have a licensure to run as a CB on a trucker. That's an independent. So that's an independent cross the nation information system for Americans. You remember these things, folks. I mean, we have systems to get stuff around, and those are the systems that will kick back in if need be. You know, we created the upward system. You don't think we can walk it back down to make sure that the corruption's up on top? We can't shut it down. Mm-hmm. We have a variety of ways. So, but the thing is, we're the witness. We're supposed to be. We're not. When I say witness, that doesn't mean stand by and watch it happen. Okay, do you remember the video of the young woman on the beach that got beat by them cops after they already walked up to her and forced her through threat, duress, and coercion to take a breathalyzer, and she was under 18, she passed it, and then he stuck it in her face. I mean, this girl got beat on the beach down in, gosh, I don't remember where it was, but I hope that dude gets fired. I mean, he beat on a little girl. This girl gets arrested, and she turns to a bystander, and people kept staring at her. She said, like, one or two times when I watched all the video, and she's like, what are you looking at? Stay in your own business. You ain't going to help. When she's getting walked away, she says, if you're not going to help, stop staring. If you're not going to help, stop staring. So if you're just watching it as a witness, that means you're obligated to get involved. You can't witness something that is wrong and not in some way get involved. So I adore that young woman because her attitude, she was just as mad at the people standing by watching her get beat in front of her child. She kept saying, you are doing this in front of my child. I've done nothing wrong. I don't have to give you my name. She had every right to do everything she did. And she got beat on by these big bullies. The dude had leather gloves. I mean, come on, folks. You can see his forearms were the size of her head.
I don't see why it's necessary to actually beat a person that's not resisting in any. It was egregious. It was online. It was published online. Okay, I just lost Lotus. Stand by. Kofi, come on. My co-host. Oh. All right. Well, for right now, this is where we're at. I'm just going to repeat briefly because I'm waiting for my device to charge. So this is what we know now, and we don't want to, we only want to report on what is confirmed. We don't want to speculate. They have said many times they suspect that there are dead bodies on the property. And that's why they had been trying to get the authorities involved for what I'm aware of 5 days. So it says that the people, okay, so the individuals that were originally out there they were hired to come out and clean up the property and relocate a homeless man. But once they got there, about 5 days ago, they discovered a camp that it's a child sex trafficking camp. And one of the volunteers has been begging for state and local and national authorities to get involved, and no one is. He's requested a cadaver dog, and no one will bring one. And now, from what I understand, not even the sheriff is responding. Tucson Police Department I think they've come down there, but they ended up arresting two of the volunteers that originally made the request for the authorities to get involved and investigate the property because they suspect more dead bodies. Let's see, what we do know, I'm just going to reiterate what we do know now and that we're aware of. Stand by. Before I close the podcast out, it's a sad state of affairs, folks. This is just we're demanding that the authorities do their jobs, that government does their jobs, and investigate this. There was women and children found. A lot of them had blood in their underwear. There is blood on the property. So they have said they suspect that there are more bodies there. So I'm just going to confirm before I end this segment. So what we know is that I know Craig Sawyer and his team of vets uncovered child trafficking camps in Tucson, Arizona. They are now documenting it and recording. Police aren't investigating. Okay, here is the breakdown. Child trafficking camp found in Tucson, Arizona. 4 deaths, murders this week connected to the John Benet Ramsey case in Arizona. These murders occurred in Arizona, and you can... Victoris Libertas did an excellent job at covering this, and I posted a link into the Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force NWO Freedom Fighters blog page on Facebook, and I've also posted a link to the Victoris Libertas interview in Social Media News Network. The land is owned by CEMEX. CEMEX is a partner of the Clinton Global Initiative and a donor to the CF. I don't know if that means the CFR or the Council on Foreign Relations or just CF, the Clinton Foundation. So, CEMEX is also owned by Bronfman and Rothschilds. Jonathan Rothschild is the mayor of Tucson. I believe he's serving his second term, according to Wikipedia sources. CMX is under the United States and the DOJ under investigation by the United States Department of Justice. And this was published in Reuters, March 14th of 2018. So that is the current information that we have now. And you can check some of this out at Social Media News Network, the Porthole to Justice, my blog, my personal blog, or in the Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, NWO Freedom Fighters. Okay, this has been another episode of Porthole to Justice, the Window to the Truth. I am your host, Amelia Duran, and I will be giving updates to this story on my channel, and you can subscribe for free and get live email updates of when I go live, and it's absolutely free. So go ahead and join, and I will be covering this, and as I get more information in and I vet it, I will be going live with that information. All right, everyone, thank you. Have a nice night.